Welcome to my backyard. My rule of thumb is when I put my kebabs on, I turn them every 4 minutes. And when they're ready to come off, I just pull them off because you have such a variety of different things. You have your steak, your chicken, your veggies, your pineapple. I actually have a surprise guest today because I had so many figs on my tree. I actually used the same marinade for the pineapple and did a whole entire kebab of figs. Just absolutely phenomenal. And then also I had some extra baby bok choy in my refrigerator and I needed to cook it. So I threw those on the grill as well. And then we have our mushrooms and as well as our corn. So today I really want to talk about your safe grilling tips and tricks. First one, low and slow. I know people love some burnt meat, but I really recommend trying not to burn your meat. I preheat my grill between 350 and 375. I actually have one built into my grill. If you don't have one built into the grill, no worries. If you have a charcoal grill, you could easily have one that can be placed in the middle of the grill and you know what your temperature is. The reason why I suggest low and slow is that burnt food or fat drippings and smoking actually releases chemicals to increase your cancer risk. So I always say just make sure that you are cooking low and slow. And sometimes also think about it. If you have really burnt food, you can have charred. That's why I like doing 350, 375. Creates a little bit of a char, but it evenly cooks your food, especially marinating. Ann and I talked about marinating your meats, tenderizes them, just kind of keeps them nice and moist, especially if you throw them in the grill, which is a pretty dry type of way of cooking food. So I do recommend that you do marinate your meat, but also cook it very low and slow. We don't want to char it and then be pretty raw in the middle as well. So number two, keep it clean. And I say that because grilling has the risk of cross-contamination of raw meat and then cooked meat. So what my tip and trick is I have two different types of pans. So I know I have a red pan, which I know is all my raw meat. And I have a black pan, which I know is going to be either my vegetables or it's going to be anything cooked. What I tend to do is have a lot of food, like I got a full grill today. When I put that initial kebab on or meat or whatever, I immediately go in, wash it and so forth. I've actually have a timer on right now. So every 4 minutes, I think I'm at, let me look, I am at that 4 minute mark. So I gotta just go ahead and make sure I flip my meat. Everything's gonna be so different in the way that it cooks too. So my next tip and trick is use a meat thermometer. All right, this is one of my favorites. I've had this for a while. I've actually bought like 3 or 4 of them on Amazon. My meat thermometer has Celsius, Fahrenheit. It actually can light up. It actually tells you where you should cook your meat. I like medium rare steak, so I'm gonna pull this off about 135, 140. And for the chicken, we wanna make sure it's completely cooked, 165. For the vegetables, and the fruit and everything else, you just gotta picture what actually works best for you and what texture that you like. A lot of those, I think the marinade is gonna make it a little bit soft, so you just wanna, kind of pull it off as needed. Nothing is gonna be pretty set standard of time. Everyone's very different in what they have. But and last but not least, use foil. Okay, I don't like cleaning the grill. I use as much foil as possible. I didn't use as probably kebabs, you don't use as much foil, but anything, especially with the mushrooms, the corn, I use foil, it keeps it moist. Remember I told you, when we packed up the corn, you put that ice in there and it steams it and it doesn't burn it. If you really like those grill marks, just take it out of the foil the last minute and just rotate it. Those are not gonna be such an issue. But let's kind of, if I look at this, let me see where my steak is at. All right, perfect. It is actually at 140, little bit more, but I got kids, so I need to make sure it's right where it needs to be. All right. my veggies. All right, those are good. Let's look at the fruit. And that can go a little bit longer. Oh, those figs are delicious. We're gonna pull those off as well. I'm gonna put that on the red plate. As I mentioned, we have a surprise guest here today with some baby bok choy. I'm gonna look at my corn real quick at a time, so I just look at it. Oh, just look, delicious. It's not, I don't like grill marks, so I'm not gonna put the grill marks on there. My kids actually won't eat it if there's grill marks. You can pull those off as well. Same thing with portobello mushrooms. And I'm gonna quickly check, because that's actually I put these on the hotter side just so they can stay. These are at 165. And then we're gonna pull off our pineapple too. Oh, I lost one today. All right, look at that. Just absolutely ready for a feast. And as I said, we got tons of food just waiting to go inside, but thank you for joining me today. All right, hope you guys enjoy, and I hope some of these tips will be helpful for your next barbecue.